Today we've got the Manchester half marathon on in town, so we've got a load of diversions on a load of different services. I'm not sure what my diversion is. More on that when I get to the depot. Usually I'm on top of this stuff the night before. I know the route I'm doing, the diversion I'm doing, everything, but I'm getting a bit too confident now where I reckon I can just go and look at the diversion board and more or less know where I'm going because I've done that many. Anyway, I'm getting ready for my own race, which is the Trafford 10k next week. So I've got a 90-minute long run to do, which translated into distance, I should cover about 12 or so miles, 19 or so kilometres today. I'm currently 6.5k into my run, so that's 4 miles, so quite a way to go. I'm going to try and pull something a little bit spectacular out the back today. So, a quick update on this run. I've got 6 minutes left. I'm going to try and squeeze in a half marathon. So, I think if I do a 4-minute kilometre now in the rest of this kilometre, then another 4-minute kilometre, I'll get it. I should be able to do that. The last kilometre was a 3:52. I'm on this last one now. 3:49. Oh, shit. There we go. That was heavy. That was a good run. That started out pretty easy. The first kilometre was 4:33, I think, something like that. Then it was like 4:27s or something. And then when I got to like 8, 9, 10 kilometres, my pace started picking up just a little bit more naturally. Where that same effort level, I was just going a little bit quicker, I'd warmed into the run. And then it got to like 16 kilometres, I looked at my watch. I was like 10 miles in and I thought, if I do this next 5k, 3 miles in under 20 minutes, I'll probably get a half marathon out of this in under 90 minutes. So I ran the last 5k, like I think the kilometres was 4:07, 4:04, 4:01, then 3:52 and 3:49, and then it was like 100 metres left to run, and then boom, I think half marathon in 1 hour 29 minutes 40 seconds. Not bad, not bad. I wouldn't say it was hard or anything like that. I was definitely working hard up that hill on that last kilometre in like 3:49, 100%. But I was 21 kilometres deep at that point. But I enjoyed that. I'm going to enjoy the marathon block when I do get to it. But now it is time to go to work and drive some buses and see what diversion I'm on today. This is what the yard looks like right now. Hopefully, I might be able to get one of them hybrids. As long as the bus is warm today, I don't care. Grab a quick coffee.
Please select a product. Please present your card. Authorizing.
10 minutes before I've got to start. I have avoided the diversion today. I've got 2 trips on the 101, which is not diverted at all. It's a big old first half though. It starts at 10:45 AM at Wivenshaw Interchange and it ends at Wivenshaw Interchange at 14:38, so 20 to 3. 4 hours. Back to the depot, about 4.5 hours. Plus I've got to drive to Wivenshaw Interchange, so it's a 4.5 hour first half. But the only services affected by the half marathon today, which I've already done by the way, the 85s and the 86s. Usually they shut off Portland Street for these half marathons, the Manchester half anyway. Portland Street's usually closed, but this is the winter version, so maybe it's a different route, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to finish this coffee, go down and get started on the day. Right, let's get out of here. I don't even know what bus I'm on yet. I need to find out what bus I'm on, so I'll have to go to the board and check, but at least I know I'm not diverted. I'm on board 649, so WDS 336. Right, so look at that one there. WDS 336, Bay 26. I was hoping I was going to be on one of them for you guys, because you're always asking me why am I always on the yellow buses. You can only get what you're allocated on, that is it. So we have a lot of these yellow buses in the depot, which means chances are you're going to be on one of them. I'm not particularly pleased, because I would have preferred to be on like a Volvo, a hybrid or an electric for the first 4.5 hours after running a half marathon this morning, but don't get to pick these things. So my bus is straight down here. Hopefully it's the first one. No, it's the one behind this one. That's no good. I might end up moving that one. Anyway, we'll see. We will see. See what today's got in store for us. Get the checks done on this bus, and then I've just got a feeling I'm going to have to move that bus in front. We'll see. Right, checks done on the bus. Can get out of here and go dead to Wivenshaw interchange, and then it's doing the 101. Now, even though I'm not diverted today, that doesn't mean to say there won't be any necessarily like disruptions on the route, because of the half marathon there could be just a lot of build up of traffic and just lateness. I remember doing this once, I was so late, I think I ended up losing a full trip on the 85s or something like that. I still had to go in and out of town and I just didn't have time, so they cancelled it off. So who knows what the day's going to be in store, especially as I've got 2 full trips on the 101. Right, so it's pulling into Wivenshaw interchange now. 5 minutes, what we got? I'm gonna get straight on the stand. Change there now, so the 101 goes from stand C. The 101 and the 368, anything towards Wivenshaw Hospital starts at stand C. So we depart at 10:45. I might as well just get my backside on the stand now and get the numbers up ready. Not that it's going to be particularly busy, but get them up. Just coming up to the hospital, Wivenshaw Hospital, just been through New All Green. This is the second timing point on the 101. And one thing I just want to say before I do anything on the driving part of this video is, you'll probably notice I'm not wearing a seatbelt, okay? And that's because bus drivers in the UK are not required to wear seatbelts if the bus is not fitted with them. Passengers don't wear seatbelts. And I thought this was pretty much common knowledge, but it is not. And some of the comments, I've answered it loads of times in the comment section. Some people comment in block capitals, "Why aren't you wearing a seatbelt?" Like, they're shouting at me. One person even put, "Because you care so much about your image," in brackets, "why aren't you wearing a seatbelt?" It's like I just, like, do you think I'll break the law and put it on the internet? More importantly, do you think I'd just drive around without a seatbelt on it if I wasn't, if it had one, I'd wear it. I wear a seatbelt every time I drive my flipping car. Just enjoy the video for what it is, from what I'm trying to do. Just a nice, digestible bit of content, entertaining, whatever you want to call it. Don't take it too seriously. Honestly, like, it is crazy how deep people go on some of these videos in the comment section, but the more viral some of them go, the more that will happen. Anyway, we've got 2 minutes before we need to leave here. So, with the 101, when you come out of the hospital, you go around Bagley. You come up, I forgot what this road's called. This is a bit of a tight little gap here. Nobody's at that stop. So, you come down Bowland Road here, and then we turn onto Floatshaw Road, which is this one. And then we follow it all the way to the bottom and then go do a left onto Hall Lane. I think there's 2 bus stops on this road. There's someone stood at these 2 down here, and then there's another bus stop further ahead. There's a lot of low-hanging trees on this route. Like, it's mad, man. People just leg it across the road to get the bus. But then it is a Sunday, innit, so if they miss it, they're snookered for the rest of the hour or so. A young lad just got on then and said, "I watch you on YouTube." It's mad how many people recognise me. There was a lad at Wivenshaw yesterday that I know he must have watched my channel because he was waving and he was putting his phone up. He wasn't getting on the bus. I was just waiting to leave to go to the airport. That's a bit of a tight squeeze, but it's good. It's cool. I love stuff like that. Yeah, so this is the last bus stop before we do a left onto Hall Lane now. I always try and wait for people anyway, but I'm extra cautious about giving people a little bit more time on a Sunday, because on a Sunday the services is just massively reduced. On the flip side to that though, the services are massively reduced, but our timing to do the trip is massively reduced. So we don't get much time to do the route, but we have more people as an influx sort of thing, because there's less services running the routes on a Sunday. There's more people to pick up, but we just have less time to complete it because, I don't know, they must think the roads are not as busy on a Sunday. They flipping are. Let me tell you, Sunday's not a quiet day anymore. But anyway, turn onto Hall Lane now, up here, do a right onto Altrincham Road, follow it down. There's 2 bus stops on Altrincham Road that we serve. We serve the first one just as you turn through the lights, and then there's the second one just before the Parkway. We've got one more bus stop on Hall Lane here just before we get to the lights, which is usually generally a busy stop. Nearcroft Road. Let's get on to this. This is where the route starts getting a little bit busy here now, just as we delve onto the Parkway and we come onto Altrincham Road, where we're coming out of Bagley and we're going onto the main drag, the main strip. Approaching the 3rd timing point on this route, bang on time, so we don't need to pull into it, we can just go straight past it, there's no one there. Then we rejoin Princess Parkway here. Now we have a little jib that we do as buses. going into Manchester, we don't use the bit of the parkway that carries on. We do like a little slingshot round and then come back on the parkway. It's mainly to serve this bus stop here really. There's one on both sides. So we come in here, 2 people are stood here. It's the U-Tree Lane bus stop. And the U-Tree Lane bus stop is it's not a bad bus stop on the way in, but on the way out it is a pain in the backside because you have to pull in and then you literally rejoining the parkway from that bus stop. Like they could do with just deleting that one off it, but we come round here and then do like a little loop and then it slings us back onto the parkway just before the next bus stop, which is Merseybank. So you always have to be cautious coming through there because you can have cyclists and even cars coming still up here, even though it's a bit of a desolate road. And a few dog walkers like up here, where people can just switch off and they'll just think because not many people use the road, there'll be nothing coming. So you always have to be cautious looking, joining the parkway here. But now we jump on and we get back en route. The next timing point is Southern Cemetery, which is 3 bus stops away. We've got Merseybank bus stop up here, then we've got St Ambrose College, then we've got Southern Cemetery. I can just see loads of buses that are usually not coming down Princess Parkway, coming down Princess Parkway because they've been diverted because of the half marathon today. So we're just approaching the Alexandra Park timing point and we are about a minute early. So the traffic hasn't been too bad, it's actually been pretty kind to us. We're gonna leave here now because we're fine. Half marathon this morning for me. See, it's easy to think on the face of it looking at these videos if you've just joined the channel that, oh, I'm just fit and I've just always been fit and I've just been able to bang out these types of runs, and that's just not the case. Like last year I was struggling. I was about 18 stone last year and my fitness was in the bin after a bit of an injury. On a load of weight, lost a load of fitness, and it's amazing what a year of consistent dedication can do for your fitness, your health, everything really, your mental well-being, and that's what this year has been for me. When I get to Piccadilly I need to check to see how Katie's done. My little girl, she's training for a 10k in November. She's already done a 10k. At the start of the 6 weeks holidays, she couldn't run a kilometre without stopping. She's been using the RUNNA app and she's developed so well. She's come on loads. She's done her first 5k in the 6 weeks holidays. She did her first 10k with me, and she's training now not just to run a 10k but to improve her time on a 10k. She wants to do it in under an hour, which she's well able to do. Yeah, so my Katie's come on loads just using the RUNNA app. So if you're into your running, or you want to get into your running and you want to start getting a little bit fitter, investing in your fitness and your longevity, download the RUNNA app It's available on the iOS, the Apple Store. It's available on the oh, let's see this bus. Am I gonna stop here? No, it's gone for that, no. So, yeah, Kate has been using the RUNNA app, which has come on loads. So if you're into your running, or you want to get into your running and you have no idea what to do, download the RUNNA app on the Play Store, the Apple Store, whatever it is you're using. Put my code in, MattRuns18, and that'll give you 2 weeks free premium coaching for the app. Which, trust me, it doesn't matter whether you want to continue with it or whether you cancel it, but it is so beneficial to get that bit of guidance when you're just starting running, because what everyone does when they just start running is they just go out and try and run every single run as hard as they can, and that is not how you progress in running. You end up burning out, getting too tired, getting injured, overworking yourself, and you also realise that you can't run that far. You think it's dead easy, it's not. There's a lot involved in running to progress, to get better into it, and that can guide you along the way. So there's a little bit of a free bit of guidance there. Okay, here we go. Coming into Piccadilly now, approaching the Palace Theatre, Kimpton Clock Tower up here. Let me just get a little bit of a check on what time. Right, so we've got 5 minutes before we've got to be in Piccadilly. Probably do that easy. And then we've got a 6-minute layover in Piccadilly, which isn't really much. But these layovers aren't really that. You don't really get much on these layovers, especially when you're doing like a big bit like this, when you're doing like a 4.5 hour drive. You get to Piccadilly, you get about 5 or 6 minutes, you're turning around, you're coming back out. You've just got to be like super cautious in Piccadilly, because as the lights turn green for you to go, people don't look at the lights turning green for you to go, they just leg it across the road, and it is just a nightmare. I think like the more you're around, more and more people, common sense becomes less and less common, because there's just more people. It's just like the law of averages, you know. So you've just got to watch it, because the people in Piccadilly will just walk out into the middle of the road. So we turn off Oxford Street onto Portland Street, and then we serve Dickinson Road bus stop. That's the last bus stop that we serve, where we let passengers on. The next bus stop after that is, it's called an alighting only bus stop, and that's Charlotte Street bus stop, which we stop at just before Piccadilly, which is kind of like the cheat code of getting off, if you like. It actually stop here and let these off. Sometimes it breaks you out, like that people actually wait there to get on the bus to Piccadilly, which is a 200-metre walk up here, but people do. So you have to be wary of that. Now, we've basically made it. We've got 4 minutes to get into Piccadilly, which we're going to do comfortably, and the 101 stand is straight at the front. So see, if you're the 43 and you're getting into Piccadilly, or you're the 85, from our depot anyway, they use the stands on the other side of Parker Street, so you have to circle the whole of Piccadilly bus station and go over a pedestrian crossing, like a zebra crossing, and then you have to go through a set of lights just to get to your bus stand, which can take you even longer once you get into Piccadilly. But the 101 is right there, which means it's okay getting in, but on the way out you burn up a lot of time just getting out of the bus station. There we go, lights go on green, legging it out. I don't know why people run across the road and smile when they do it. Like, oh look, I'm running in front of a bus, I'm just going to laugh my head off while I do it. This is a bit of a ropey parfait with all this scaffolding, because people usually jump onto the road to get away from other people. So to walk around other people to get on the road, and the bus takes up most of the lane. So you gotta be wary there. Paying out, these lights usually don't stay on red for long, they just change pretty quick. Fast changing really. It's mad how people do that. You see people legging it across the road right in front of the bus, right? So you've got to put your brakes on. Or they'll do it to stop the bus because there's a bus stop there and there's no one at the bus stop, so they want you to stop at that bus stop, so they're running in front of the bus to try and signal the bus. But they're laughing when they do it. I think it's like a nervous thing what people do. Like, look at this is so funny, I'm just making it, I don't know. But the amount of times I see people running in front of the bus and laughing while they do it is absolutely mind-blowing. Right, so let's pull up here now and get into the bus station and let these people off and end the trip. Right, see there's a 38 there and I can't get close to it, so I'm kind of blocking the stand up here, but I've got to let people off here at this bus stop. If I got too close up to that 38, I'd have to get right behind it so people could get on, and then if that's staying there longer than me, I won't be able to back off. I won't be able to get away from the bus stand, so I've got to stay here. So I've got to leave here in 6 minutes. 6 minutes, that is it. Let me check how my little girl's done on a run. She's not messaged me, I'm going to have to message her to ask her. I'm going to have to put the numbers up and get this show on the road. Let's get going. 101 to Wythenshawe. Let's get this show on the road. Right, it is break time. Go and get some dinner now, and I need it. I'm hungry. I need to go in this quiet room. Hopefully there's no one in there. I can just chill out, watch a bit of YouTube and eat my dinner. Yeah, we're good. Good little room this. Right, let's have a little look at what I've got for this lunch. Got a right schoolboy lunch today. I've got protein yogurt. Got a protein mousse, packet of skips, couple of bliss bars, go aheads, and the old favourite tuna mayo wraps. This is going to be me now chilling. Best part of the day for me for now. Right, that break time went too fast. Break times always do. Now, I'll take a van from the depot and go to Sharston Green, where I'm going to be getting the 103, the 43. And someone has parked it like an absolute sausage in the depot, sandwiched between two cars, where I barely even was in the thing. Anyway, let this gate go and let's go and pick up the 43. This 43 should be a bit of a chilled one, because all I've got to do is go into the airport and then basically to Piccadilly and back. That's it. But that's good. Oh, and look at this. Wearing a seatbelt. I'm wearing a seatbelt because the van is fitted with a seatbelt, and it is law to wear a seatbelt. In the bus, you don't have a seatbelt, so you cannot wear what they do not give you. Yeah. The amount, honestly, I don't mean to be a dick. The amount of questions I've got asked about seatbelts, I must have answered it about 50 times more. And it's like, I'll answer it with a bit of an in-depth answer and be like, yeah, this is why. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'll get another comment and it'll be about a seatbelt again. And I'll think, oh, man, I just go through the comments, me. If something's like that, I'll look through the comments and see if something's been asked or answered before I even ask it. But yeah, the amount of times I get asked is unreal. But anyway, it is what it is. I understand. That's why sometimes you might watch my videos, if you do watch my videos a lot, and you might hear me repeat myself or say some things that I've said on previous videos before about timing points, about the bus game and all this sort of stuff. And it's mainly because there's a lot of new people watch the videos that don't know this and they will ask the same question. So sometimes I try to cover topics that would potentially get asked before they get asked. Just to be helpful and stuff. But yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. Wait here now. My 43 is due in about 3 minutes. So I'll just fill the rest of this vehicle log out and we'll get on the 43. When you're waiting for these buses, like I'm waiting for the 43 now, it should be here now. Actually, look at that. Oh my god, I was just going to say it's hit and miss whether it comes on time. And there it is. What a legend. Bang on time, so it's given me a good footing on the second part of my shift anyway. That's good. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Sign on to this. So we're leaving here 2 minutes late, which is not that bad. Not that bad at all. Not that bad at all. That's perfect. Right. Not far off the airport, and route's pretty quiet. Caught time back up. Actually caught time back up. Take this corner nice and chilled. That's pretty decent. One more stop before the airport. One more stop before the airport now, and that is it. And I'm stopping there because the bell's just gone. The woodpecker, I wonder what they're going to do with that. That has been an absolute shithole for years. In fact, last time I heard there were squatters in there. They must have finally got them out. They've got some building fencing up there now, so they must be absolutely demolishing it and building something. Most likely houses or apartments. Right, stop we are. This bus has got a fault on it. Usually when you set off, you have to press the brake and it releases the hydraulics on the back wheel and you can move. But as soon as you release the handbrake on this bus, you shoot forward. So, beware WDS 322. But anyway, we're supposed to be at the airport in 5 minutes, and you know what? We'll get there in 5 minutes as well. Absolutely 5 minutes. And whatever layover time we've got, which no idea, we'll get all of it before we have to set back off. Yesterday I got to the airport and there was a 43 in front of me and he was late. I didn't know he was late until I bumped into him in Northington, so he'd obviously been doing a bit of the work all the way through town. Got to the back of him in Northington and I was on my last little bit before I went from Manchester Airport to Leastone Road. So I pulls in at the airport ahead of him and I had about 5 minute layover, 6 minutes. I needed toilet. You should have seen the queue at Manchester Airport of people. I thought, wow, that's because that bus was late. And obviously I was on time. So they had his passengers there, my passengers. So anyway, I've just pulled up, I put the handbrake on, I go to get out of the cab and the 43 that's late pulls up next to me on the 103 stand. And I'm looking and he just puts his numbers up that says 43. And reverses off and left me with all the passengers. I was like, oh my god. So I had to put my numbers up and basically straight away, and it took me 6 minutes to load everyone on. I almost had a full bus at Manchester Airport on the last trip out. and that was ruthless. So you never know what the airport's going to look like till you get there. Usually there's no one there, it's like empty, but you never know. You just can never tell what's happened to the service in front of you. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously by me doing that, it's done him a bit of a favour, because he could just get straight off the stand, and most likely any layover time that he had been absolutely absorbed, so he could just get straight off rather than loading up. But it didn't do me any favours at that point in the day on my last trip, let me tell you. Anyway, this is my last trip now. Last trip into town, and then it'll be my last trip out of town. Anyhow, let's get to the airport here. Roundabouts do my shedding, especially at the airport, because people don't use their indicators to indicate where they're actually going. So you're kind of left in a guessing game, and by the time it's too late, you could have already gone, but you've given the benefit of the doubt that they were going to go your way. Wow, that's done. I've got 15-minute layover time here, so that's pretty decent. All I've got to do is chill out and then go in and out on the airport. We'll have a bit of that. Right, we are moving off of the stand and starting this 5G3. I don't know why people do that. That chap then just absolutely walked out into the middle of the road. He was nowhere to be seen as I was setting off. And I'm not just going to open my doors there once I start backing off. Like, I know a lot of people know this, but imagine if I open my doors there, right, to let one person on, and absolute 5 people came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden I'm loading people on in the middle of the road. You're not allowed to do it. That's why you have to be at the stop. Anyhow, it's not his fault. God loves a trial. Let's get out of here. So, 43 to the airport. Will it be quiet? Will it be busy? Jeez, who knows? Let's just see. It remains to be seen, doesn't it? There we go. We've got a clear way there. Okay. Approaching Wivenshaw interchange right now. I've got to depart Wivenshaw interchange in 1 minute. I've hardly picked anyone up. I've just dropped people off basically, and there's like a 1 minute. What is it? So I've got to depart in 30 seconds. But you're guaranteed to always have people there. This is a big bus station, so Wivenshaw interchange, stand B when you're going towards Piccadilly on the 43. Stand B. Let's see if there's anyone here. Someone wants to get off that's not rang the bell. Right, that's the first. I actually thought there'd be someone there, but there's not. But it is Sunday at 4:30, so you know there's that as well. Right, so we've made that timing point by the skin of our teeth, because if there would have been about 10 people at Wivenshaw, then we wouldn't have made that. We would have left late, and then by the time you scoop round this bus station from stand B all the way past stand F, you're leaving like 2 minutes late. The 5 timing points don't account from the start and the end. There's 5 timing points on the 43 in between the start and the end. We've just done 4 of them. We've got 1 more, which is the Manchester Royal Infirmary through Rusholme. So let's leave this rolling as we drive through Rusholme and see how busy it is. They do have the weekend diversion on a Friday and a Saturday night, but Sundays it isn't on. But it has been known to be implemented on a Sunday because it does get busy, so let us just see. You do get a lot of cheeky people running red lights and keeping you on your toes round here. You got the cycle lane on your left, which you have to be really careful of, and then you come through here and you've just got to watch for cars pulling out just randomly. I've covered like cars just randomly reversing in but coming out, and also pedestrian traffic lights. There's always someone crossing in rush hour, so there's always them to factor in, because you're driving and all of a sudden bang, they'll just change to red no matter what. This is a busy bus stop, this first one here. Usually it always is. Popular one, Rush Home Central. Well, we always stop here. Okay, we're off again. Now let's see what else we've got cooking up here. Just Eat drivers, there's people walking in the road. It's a bit of a tight place to drive through. I remember when I was doing me route learning and we were coming through Rush Home, and I remember thinking, oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare to drive through, because you really have to know the width of your vehicle, yeah, because some of the gaps are just ruthless and you just learn to do it. It's a weird one, but you just do. You have cars parked all over. You also think it's going to be clear and you can go, and then someone will let someone out here, or someone will brake while someone comes out up here. It'll probably be less fun coming back through it this way, because there's more bus stops this way. There's only 2 this way, and the 142's up there doing a lot of the work, I see. So going inbound, it's not really much drama. The bell's gone already. There we go. And we're off. And we are off. There we go. He's not even indicating. Just stopped there for nothing. Right, so we're through Rush Home now anyway. This is it. This is the end of it. Come up here now. You've got St Mary's bus stop up here. So pick this up at the MRI timing point and see if we can get there on time. Hopefully that 142 clears up that bus stop so we can. Right, we're entering the bus station now where my stand is. I'm going to pull up behind this 143, and we've got here 2 minutes early, which is belting. I'll get a little bit closer to him because he's going to be off before I set off. He's already got his numbers up. So Piccadilly here, 2 minutes early. I've got to leave. I'm supposed to have got here at 25 past. I'm supposed to have got here at 25 past 5. I leave at 5:30. So only a 5-minute turnaround, but because I've got here 2 minutes early, it's turned it into a 7-minute turnaround. I've not literally got time for nothing other than just walk around, stretch my legs, put my numbers up, and get back on the road. Which is fine by me. Usually I'd be like 5 minutes isn't enough, but it's get me off, get me out of here, get me home, do you know what I mean? It's one of them where the night is already ticking by. I'm going to be back home, gone 7 o'clock at night, so yeah, it's no time to hang around. I just want to load up and go.
I don't have to look no further, 'cause I've reached my destination. I used to be lost, but now I'm found, as long as I know that you'll be around.
Let's have a little bit of a check where we're at. We left the timing point 2 minutes late, which isn't bad considering we had to duck and dive to get through Rush Home, but we got through it. This is my last trip. Not being late on my last trip. Right, pull into this bus stop here. A few minutes late, 5 or so minutes late to the airport. I'm not overly going to be too fussed about. I just want to get through this busy period of the journey, which is basically now. So coming out of Piccadilly, going down Oxford Road is hammered with people just getting off and on for one stop and things like that. Even when the bus is absolutely packed full of sardines, people are trying to get on before anyone's even got off, and it's like, arms and legs hanging out the windows, figuratively speaking, and people still try and get on, and you have to say to them, like, hang on a minute, just let 3 people get off or something so 3 people can get on with that full. So once you're out of that busy period, you're cool, But let's just pull in here at the Friendship Inn. Take this corner. Eyeballs in the mirror. Perfect. Come round here. Now, a little bit of dodgy parking here, but you do get through. Cars give way, you give way, you make it through. You do make it through. We're stopping at the next bus stop. There's 2 bus stops on Church Road. One of them is closed. So the first one we stop at, I don't think the second one's open because of the temporary traffic lights. Actually, I know it's not. So again, mirror there as we're coming round that corner. Stop here and let this chap off. Here's the 43 coming through now. I actually like night driving. I think it's cool. Everything just looks a little bit better as the night's drawing in and everything's lit up, sort of thing. Especially around Christmas time, like fast forward in a month or two, you're gonna get Christmas tree lights up all over these trees and all that sort of stuff, and it just adds to it a little bit. It looks nice. This bus stop is closed. Some guy then, I was pulling up at the bus stop on Brownlee Road near the Metrolink stop, and as I'm stopping to let this old guy on, he goes, "Excuse me, I need to get the tram to Manchester Airport fast. Can I get it from there? I need to get there fast, which is quicker, the bus or the tram." Like, I've just got all this information that I can just reel off fast like that, like while the doors are open. I need this information answering rapid so I can make a decision. But you see, you've probably been sat there on the phone. You could get all that information up on your phone while you just sat there enjoying the ride. I honestly have no idea about tram times. I have no idea about bus times. I couldn't tell you when the next 43 is due, or the next 103, or whatever. I just couldn't. I just have no idea what time. Right, so we left Wythenshawe 2 minutes late. We've got to be there 18:36. It's 18:34, so we'll probably arrive there about a minute or two late, but by my book that is on time, considering. But that's like, what, 6:30 at night on a Sunday? It should be quiet, like you should be cruising your times. Like, it's the times really that are the problem, not the busyness of the route or whatever that's making you late. It's just cramming it all into a certain time frame. Let's get into this place now. A minute late, which in the grand scheme of things I will take all day. Take the numbers off. Right, we can get out of here. Oh, that's good. That feels good. People tried to actually get on when I pulled up. I didn't have time to take my numbers off, so they just thought, oh, he's gonna be the 43. That's like, no, sorry. Like, I've literally finished for the night now. So it's got me getting back to the airport at 18:48, very precise, so in like 9 minutes. And then it's got me leaving the depot for good at 18:55, so it gives you 7 minutes to cash out. So there's a little bit of leeway room there if you're late, like by a couple of minutes, because it doesn't usually take you 7 minutes to cash out. It can do though, if some of the machines aren't working and you've got to queue up for a decent one. But all in all, I'd say that's a bit of a good shift, successful. It can get a little bit stressful though, I'm not gonna lie, when you're trying to meet your times or whatever. I know people say, don't chase times, you should, if you're late, you're late, but you're finishing late. I don't think people get that. You're finishing late, or you're having your break late, or, you know, these things factored in. Nobody wants to finish work late, regardless of whatever. Someone actually commented on one of my videos, and they said, I was talking about being late one of them about 4 minutes late, yeah, and someone said, oh, I was 30 something minutes late. That's nothing, I was 30 something minutes late. And I was like, I would rather, wow, he is a nutter him, what is he doing? I would rather be an hour late, 40 minutes late, then 5 minutes late, because them 5 minutes late here and there, they don't get adjusted, because you get to Piccadilly, your 5 minute layover time gets sucked back up, you put your numbers up, you're leaving straight away, you're loading up, you might be leaving 2, 3, 4 minutes late again, and then you're getting back to the other point where you get back to the airport or civic centre, and then you're putting your numbers up again, and that layover time, if you're still late, gets sucked back up. So you're constantly on the go, you're never stopping. If you're like over half an hour late or something, you're getting adjusted. It's like, right, skip that trip out, go and run dead to this certain point of the journey and pick up your time. But you can't do that when you're 5 minutes late here and there. They just get like eroded off your break. Say you've got a 45-minute break, well now you've got a 40-minute break or 38-minute break or something. It just takes time off you in a little bit of a way like that. So, believe it or not, I don't know where other drivers stand on this, but I would rather be 30 minutes to an hour late than 5 or 10 minutes late all the time, because you're just never catching your time back up that way. You're just constantly on the go, like all the time. Anyway, that's enough of a little rant. Let's get home. So that's it, done and dusted. Another day done in the depot, and I actually enjoyed doing that one as well today. Bit of a mad one, but good one. Anyway, have a good day, people.